Hey there, sorry. This is part two of the first video, Stealer of Dreams. Tanya here, welcome to the channel. If you didn't watch Stealer of Dreams, then please go back because this will all explain. It's self-explanatory. So for those of you that watched it, I'm just going to put my glasses on, as I say every video, so I can see you. Now, there's a couple of things I mentioned when I was talking about Stealer of Dreams. Now, most people, their dreams are climbing Everest, doing the Boston Marathon, swimming the Thames, those sort of major and epic dreams, going to the Commonwealth Games, going to the Olympic Games. But there's a lot of us that sorry, tram, we're going to wait. There's a lot of us that have been so debilitated or climbed into our shells so badly that just getting out of bed, and this is not laziness, this is like darkness, took months of therapy. So I'll give you some detail about that down the track with my voyage, but I don't want to discuss it right at this moment, even though it would be appropriate, because it would take me back to that space and I'm still conquering my emotions. But in the last video, I'm covering how a lot of yous would go, oh, pull out a colouring book or do this or do that. And they were all really minuscule things to somebody that hasn't experienced the depths of depression or anxiety or PTSD that myself and others have. So I just wanted to clarify that. And I watch those motivational movies, YouTube channels that promote Denzel Washington talking about motivation, and I just love listening to his voice. But for some of us, like, as much as it sounds good, it's not really practical. Then I mentioned something about just pull out a colouring book and colour. Put it on your wall, put it in a frame, give it to somebody. The reason behind that colouring in book is actually something amazing, and I didn't learn about it till I was heavily in therapy. And a lot of you would know that there are these mindful colouring books, and they've got amazing pictures and so forth. Now this one is illustrated by and I have to hold it off to the left, otherwise I can't see it, is Jessica Secheret. And it actually says mindful poster art. Another one that I use, all right, is by Grace West. Now, it doesn't matter what ones you use. There's tons of them. You could use a child's colouring book, but these have a lot of detail in them. I don't know whether you can see that. Something like this. And these you can pull out and you can make posters out of them, and you could give them there is a cheap gift for your friends, while you're getting through your journey. While they're watching you grow healthy, all right, you're giving them something from your progress. So the reason why I actually mention that is when you've got issues with your mental health and you're trying to recover and you're doing all the work that's necessary, things inevitably pop up in life, like family issues or anything. Could be not feeling well, I don't know. But these books are actually designed to get you out of your brain, to stop you thinking about all the dark thoughts, to stop you thinking about the problems people are bringing to you, to stop you thinking about the problems that you could be inventing because of your past and not being able to trust people or whatever. The idea with them is that you are not focusing in your head. You're taking the focus from your thoughts and your brain into doing something constructive. It's a bit like when I was really, really, really sick, and still now I have her. And from my psychologist, after a number of years, an OT was recommended to occupational therapist, was recommended to give me some insight into how I could consistently do things like this. And look up OT, look up mental health, look up, whatever. But when she arrived, she basically said to me, "Hello, how are you? And what am I here for?" She had some idea, but she was starting up conversation. And my response to her was, "I'm not sure." Because I then proceeded to say, what I know about OTs from working with people with mental health, aged care, whatever, psychological issues. Previously, many years ago, OTs basically were synonymous with weaving baskets. And my response to her question was, sorry, tram, was I'm not quite sure because I don't understand how an OT is going to help me with my thought processes and get me out of this funk. What I know about OTs is weaving baskets, and there'll be none of that. Now, you might find that a bit amusing, and we both laughed when I said it. We laugh about it now. But that was true, like I knew about occupational therapy and weaving baskets and those sort of things, as I actually, to be quite honest, thought it was just to get somebody to do something other than sit paralysed in their chair or sit, and I don't mean physically, I mean mentally, all right, or in their bed, trying to get them out of bed because they can't deal with life. And we've got another tram, but that's all right. We're going to keep going. I'm hoping the mic's not picking it up too bad. Now, I had her visit today, and we discussed it because I was talking about the video I was doing and how I introduced the colouring books, and how important it was. That sort of thing is joyful, is, whether you keep it yourself and you look at it and you go, "Oh my God, I achieved that." It's not about achieving with colouring books and those sort of things. Jigsaw puzzles, detailed, where you have to use all your thought processes and concentrate on that to take you out of your dysfunctional thoughts, the thoughts that are paralyzing you from doing anything. And she loved it. She loved it. And then I realized our conversation, and I thought I should explain why that sort of popped into it, because it's something that I've done, and it's real. It's real. Focusing on something like that, when I was suggested these books, and it was part of my therapy, I just basically rolled my eyes because I just thought, I'm not a child. Why would I be colouring in? Now, I'm not artistic in that way either. So maybe to somebody that painted or drew or sketched or doodled or graffitied, maybe that would have been a big connection for them. But for me, I had other interests and travelling and things that I could, like big experiences, big experiences. So I just couldn't understand how an adult would want to colour in, or the actual need to be able to do those little processes. But it's been so helpful for me because The thoughts never really go away. It's about mastering them and about saying, okay, you go to the back burner because I'm concentrating on something else. And then in a calmer state, maybe you want to think about them. But much therapy comes to being able to deal with difficult thoughts. So it's lovely to see you again. I'm going to take my glasses off so you can see my face. And that was just a little, I felt you need to know why, because, you know, there's going to be people that are looking for inspiration with whatever, and they're going to go, oh my God, she brought up colouring in, or she brought up whatever. And for somebody that's got it all together and is able to hyper focus on sports activities to achieve goals or work activities to achieve goals, maybe my content isn't so much for you. Maybe it is, because this can help anything. It can just release the mind from thoughts that we are overly focused on. But this was for the people that, I am going to mention it, that get out of bed every 3 days to go to the toilet, that they hold on to it for so long and then go to the toilet because they don't want to face the world. Now, that might sound ridiculous, but it happens. It happens. And to starve themselves in their own home because they may not eat for 5 days because they're staying in that bed, and the thought of trying to get something organised to eat is such a big task. Now, for the people that have experienced this stuff, you'll know and you'll resonate with this. For the people that have never been down so far, so dark, so deep, you might not. But there's stuff coming for you too. Anyway, I'm leaving it. Love yous. Be blessed and grateful. And I will see you soon. Like, share, and subscribe.